Okay, y'all, we just gave this thing its first bath in about 10 years. Degreased the engine a little bit, so next thing we're gonna do is bring it back to life. If y'all want to see how we revive this old Plymouth, stay tuned. After we degreased the engine for the first time, knocked quite a bit of paint off the valve covers, but that's fine. We're gonna paint them up anyways. Main thing is we can see what we're working with now. As far as bringing it back to life, we just got the basics, you know, oil, filter, antifreeze if we need some, lubricants, brake cleaner, ignition tune-up, striver cap, rotor button, plugs, wires. Got a new air filter for it. Luckily this thing only has 2 belts, so we got 2 new belts for it and a jug of 93E free. So we're gonna set y'all up on the tripod here and get after it. Y'all stay tuned. Okay, well, we got it up and got the oil draining out of it. I'll go ahead and show y'all what oil we're working with here. It's Castrol GTX Classic. As you can see, it's got the high zinc in it. You won't, in these old flat tappet motors, you need high zinc oil. It's 2050 weight. Luckily, we caught this on discount at Walmart for like $4 a quart, so that's a pretty good deal. Hopefully I can go back and score some more of that before they get rid of it. And y'all, when you're doing oil change, this goes without saying, but don't be like this last jackass and strip out the drain plug. You know, these don't have to be 100 foot-pounds. That's what they got a gasket on for. Oh y'all, there she is after we tuned her up. That's just a little water where we degrease the engine, burn it off there. I still need to work on this carburetor some, but it's a whole lot crisper than it was. Turned the timing up some, so I need to back the idling down on it a little bit. But I think me and old lady's getting ready to take it for first test spin, see how the transmission's gonna do. Still hear a little miss in it. We put 5 gallons of fresh fuel in it, so it might be burning out that old gas. The only thing I didn't do to the ignition system was change the coil and put new points in it. So I got a new coil laying there in the shop, so we'll go ahead and change that out later, and then I'll pick up some points when I go out to town next time. But I think it ought to be good enough to take it for its first test spin down the road. Let's see what this transmission's gonna do. Just letting it get some heat in it right now. The temperature gauge did work, but now for some reason it doesn't act like it's gonna work. Neither is the fuel gauge, so I'll have to look into that. Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to continue the revival of this old 67 Plymouth Fury. We're going to try to preserve some of this patina that we got left on the paint here. I do apologize. There's going to be a gap in the tune-up series video. Apparently I forgot to hit record on some of those video clips. So we're probably just going to roll this all into one video. If y'all want to see how we protect this patina, stay tuned. Okay, as y'all seen previously, we've already washed this thing with a Scotch-Brite pad. Nothing too aggressive, you know, just to get the top layer of mildew and mold that was growing on it off of it. It's been about 2 days since we washed it, so we let it air dry. There's still a little water trapped underneath this Bondo here that's busting out, so this is going to be an issue we're going to have to deal with soon, sooner than later. I feel like you can see right there as I push on it, it's a lot of water trapped under there, so you can see some still coming out. So I'm not a body man, so hopefully we can make something happen there halfway decent. But I did a test spot on the deck lid here, and it's been sitting for about 2 days, so it's dried up pretty good. There's a couple of different products you can use to go about this, and I'll show you what we got. You can use A lot of people use boiled linseed oil, but I'm pretty sure with that it's more of a glossier finish, and you have to cut it with paint thinner if you don't want it to be super tacky and sticky, and that's something I really wasn't looking for. I didn't really care about the high gloss. I wanted more of like a satin or a matte finish. So let me get y'all set up on the tripod here and I'll show you what we're working with. We decided to use to preserve this patina is penetrol or flood. It's an oil-based paint additive. It's mainly made to reduce roller marks or brush marks when you're painting. But it also works great to preserve patina. Like I said, I've done a lot of research on back and forth between using linseed oil or the penetrol, or there's other products out there that you can buy. Shine Juice is something made by Vice Grip Garage. He offers a more permanent clear coat option and a temporary option, but those are kind of pricey. So sticking in the budget theme, we're going to give this penetrol a try. Really all you need for this is your can of product, a few microfiber rags, of course gloves. One thing I do want you to be wary of, there's two different formulas of this sitting in Lowe's. This is the FLD4 formula, which is an oil based. There's one right beside of it that's a different formula. It's a latex based product, so I'm not sure. I don't think that latex base is going to give you the same result as this will, so that's just something to be wary of if you're thinking about trying this project out. But basically all you need is, some people pour this in a cup or a container. I just pour it directly on the rag. Just wipe it on, kind of spread it around. It doesn't really take a lot of product to go, a little bit to go a long way, so this one can ought to be able to do your vehicle 2 or 3 times over. I took the leaf blower and blew all the pollen off of this before I got started, so it's springtime here in the mountains, so that's a daily thing, having to deal with the pollen. It looks super glossy when you first put it on, but like I said, give it a few hours and it kind of soaks into the paint. But yeah, that's pretty much all it is to it. Just wax on and wax off. This car's been previously painted a couple of times, it looks like, and the flat black primer that's on top right now is starting to come off, and the red paint from the repaint is starting to come through, and it's giving it a pretty cool look. I want to try to preserve as much of this as we can. The original factory, according to the fender tag, it was a EE1, which was a dark blue metallic on this car, which is an awesome color in my opinion, but a repaint is not exactly in the budget for this project. So we're going to do the next best thing, which is patina. The patina look is a popular thing right now, especially with old hot rods and trucks and stuff. Actually, my 88 D100 that I had last year, we did a faux patina paint job on it. I wish I would have made a video on that, but it turned out pretty cool. I can probably throw some pictures up of it in the video here for you. give y'all a look at the progress here. As you can see, I'm doing this in direct sunlight, and the black on this car is like flat black primer, and it's kind of soaking it up some. I don't know if it's where the car's hot, where it's sitting in the sun, or it's just the primer itself. We'll let it soak up, and need be we'll do another coat on it. But check out the roof on this thing, the red paint, the before and after on this thing. Get up here so y'all can see. That is just one coat. That is a night and day difference, y'all. Yeah, the paint's all cracked and flaky and kind of chippy in some spots, but that just adds to the character to it, I think. So can't wait to get up here on this hood and see what we can make pop out on that thing. We'll keep getting after it. Well, y'all, there she is, finished product. Well, maybe not the finished product, but we're gonna let this set up for about 2 or 3 hours. It's sitting in pretty much direct sunlight, so we'll see how much of the product it actually soaks in. We may do a second coat, we may not. We'll just see how it goes. She looks a whole lot better than she did before. I definitely like the colors that's popping out of it now, so we'll give her a couple hours in the sun to bake, see what she does.